here.
It is 5 o'clock here. Okay, guys.
It is.
Good evening, Galen Land in Australia, North America, the Philippines, and the Far East, the United States, obviously, and Canada. So tonight's call, my name is John Gluckman. I'm in Surrey, Vancouver, BC, and I have some co-hosts in Debbie Ward, Fawn Christensen. I think Dr. Ken Pepperdine was going to be on for tonight as well. And the topic we've chosen for tonight is testimonials on the effects and benefits of Klamax, the new product that we introduced early this year, which comes from this amazing Lake Klamath in Southern Oregon. And we have a Nobel Prize nominated doctor in Dr. Stefano Scoglio from Italy, who has partnered up with Galen on an exclusive basis to give us this amazing product that is manifesting results in many ways that many of us, had not even expected, both on the physical, neurological, all kinds of levels. So rather than stealing people's thunder, if Debbie or Fawn want to say something first before we get started with our guests, go ahead and take a minute or two to just get into it.
Thank you, John.
Oh.
Go ahead, Fawn.
Go ahead, Fawn.
I just want to say I am really excited about hearing all the benefits that people are experiencing from our new product. I'm excited for this call. I'm really glad that we are here and putting it together in this way. And just as our other co-host to be, Jackie Boyle, couldn't be here tonight, said, we have such an amazing group of people that contribute to all of this. So that's what I'm looking forward to hearing about. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to acknowledge Ken isn't here. He's at his brother's funeral, so I just want to offer our condolences to him.
That's
Ron. I'm sorry, Ron. I meant Ron. Sorry, Ken. Ron, yes. And so he will normally be here, but that's what he's dealing with right now. But really grateful for everybody that's willing to step forward and talk about their experiences. Some people get camera shy when you actually ask them to say it on a call, but I know Ashley's not camera shy, so it'll be fun to listen to her.
Well, let's start with Ashley then.
All right.
Ashley, do you know how to unmute yourself, or do I need to do it?
Yeah, I did it. Can you guys hear me?
Go for it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me on this call. I am so super excited for what Klamax has already done for me, but I do want to keep it, short and sweet. So I guess my top 3 benefits would be almost immediately after I drink Klamax. I take it first thing in the morning. I just have this calming, nice Zen feeling, and I'm energized, and it sets my tone for the day. I feel fantastic all day long. And then my next one would be my stretch marks, which was an amazing, unexpected benefit. But I mean, it makes sense. I'm very fair-skinned, so my stretch marks were quite noticeable. They were pretty dark. And I mean, I'm proud of them. I wasn't hoping to get rid of them, but that was another amazing, beautiful benefit. And then number 3 would be new hair growth. So as a mom, you have that postpartum hair loss. But my youngest now is 2, so I was not accepting that this was postpartum hair loss anymore. And I got some lab work done in my thyroid, and all my levels were fine. I spent some money on, expensive shampoo, and just nothing really did it for me. And not even quite 2 weeks after first starting Klamax, I had an insane amount of hair growth, and my hair wasn't falling out and clogging the drain anymore. And it's been benefit after benefit, and I love it. So I'm very, very thankful.
Well, you look too young to have more than one child.
Thank you. It's the Klamax.
Klamax is doing lots of great things for you.
Yes, it certainly is. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
So let's go from the sublime to the ridiculous. Let's call on Scott, because, a big contrast between lovely young Ashley and Scott. Scott, are you there? Are you ready? I guess he's not. He's not in the picture. How about Lisa Callis from Australia? Can you come on? Oh, Scott, are you ready to go, Scott? Let me unmute you here. Scott,
Okay.
are you ready to go?
Sure thing.
Go ahead.
It's done.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, 1 second. I just hit the wrong screen. Anyway, 2006 is when I originally injured myself. I fell 30 feet out of a tree I was working on.
Oh my God.
I'm an arborist by trade, urban arborist and utility arborist. So I'm one of those crazy buggers that deals with trees around power lines.
Mm-hmm.
Fell 30 feet. I tore my rear oblique muscle on my left-hand side and compressed my spine, which also caused sciatic nerve issues. 3 months of spinal injections, which, trust me, suck. Any ladies out there that have had the epidural, it's kind of sort of the same thing. And 6 months off work. So, not good. Thursday, March 8th, our tree mulcher, which is a machine that actually knocks down trees and mulches them up. Basically, it broke down. I spent approximately 36 hours repairing it, 37 hours. Odd angles, on my feet, pushing, pulling, banging. It's heavy metal, so you can imagine some of the work I had to do. Repairing it, welding. So basically, the week following that, I finished it on a Sunday. That Monday, I got up and I was in bad shape. I knew right away what it was. So basically, I started that Monday and double dosing. I basically Emulin, I believe it was Emulin C that I was taking 4 of those. I was taking my 2 Emulin a day, E, and I was basically, for the first 2 days, I triple dosed on Klamax, and I was double dosing the rest of the time. So right now, nothing. Not bothering me at all. I have full movement, and I just can't say enough. It's amazing. Of course, I'm 51, so my body definitely doesn't produce any more stem cells.
It's still producing some, but it's not producing them probably as
not what I need. Trust me.
Now, well, you look like you're a big man, and obviously I am too. And as a chiropractor, I work with lots of people like you after falls and sciatica and many other things. And if you're telling me that the combination of Emulin and the Klamax dramatically improved your mobility and reduced your pain after working for 36 or 37 hours, putting together a big machine, that's very, very impressive.
Yeah, and like I've been in this industry. I've been logging or doing something with trees basically since I was 16. I was a professional logger in Nova Scotia at 16.
Okay.
So we're talking over 30 years.
Wow.
And lots of bangs, injuries over the years.
Now,
hit by trees.
And are you back to normal dose now, or are you still on heavy doses on both?
No, I'm basically back to normal dosage.
Nice. Okay, great.
My 2E, and I take my 1 shot of Klamax a day.
Very good. Well, thank you very much.
Sure.
Oh, I see that. Thank you very much for sharing that story. That's pretty powerful testimony.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. So you can mute yourself, and we'll call on Lisa in Australia. Lisa, are you ready?
I am, John. Thank you.
Go for it.
Hi, everyone. Very quick background. I deal with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, depression, and anxiety. I've been on antidepressants for 12 years. So that tells you how long that's been there. Thanks to Emulin, I was off all of my pharmaceuticals except one of my antidepressants within 6 months, which was just phenomenal. I couldn't imagine this time last year I was on a walking stick. So anyone that actually follows me on Facebook knows I go out dancing a lot these days, which is I never imagined I'd get to do. But with the introduction of the Klamax, I can honestly say now, I'm very proud to say I'm 100% pharmaceutical free. I am off my antidepressants and have been now for, what are we, March. So nearly 12 weeks. And over the last couple of months, I've got a mum that's suffering badly with depression and anxiety since the loss of my dad. She's also on the Klamax, so she's still on her meds, but I can tell you she's much more motivated than what she was prior to that. So that alone, I'm thankful. But I've been dealing with that, plus a few other family issues and emotional issues, and I've managed to get through them quite clearly and with so much clarity. It's been wonderful. I can only attribute it to the Klamax. I double dosed for the first 2 weeks, and now I am down to a single dose once a day, and that's all, plus my 2 Emulin, and I feel like someone's handed my life back after, and said, you go back to being 30 again and start living.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, with Australia almost on the verge of being official and having products there and having your launch sometime later on this year, you must be pretty excited to be able to share that kind of story with prospects in your country.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, we've all had people that we've introduced the product to that have become walking billboards, and I'm one of Jackie's walking billboards. Yeah. And it has. I work in retail as well, so I pick up I've picked up quite a few customers for Galen simply by going to work and having my customers watch me over the last 12 months. And they actually now just come up and say, what have you done? What are you doing? What have you done? And my manager actually just looks at me and goes, just give them a business card. Go ahead. We'll just keep some here under the counter. So I don't go to work to actually promote the business, but as I said, people are coming to me, which is just wonderful. But the Klamax itself, what it has done is it's boosted all the other benefits I had gotten from the Emulin itself. So my energies, my sleep, my mood, my clarity. But it certainly has allowed me to get through some major emotional issues off my antidepressants over the last couple of weeks without completely crashing and burning, and it's been wonderful.
That's fantastic. It's a tremendous benefit in your life to get off all those drugs. Thank you for sharing with us. Good.
You're welcome.
So then let's move on to, how about Cathy Manson? Cathy, are you ready to come out? Kathy, are you there? Oh, she's dropped.
Sorry,
off.
I was
good.
Using the wrong mouse to unmute myself. Anyway, my name's Cathy Manson. I live on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. I am I was thinking about it today. So very quick history, complex medical history. Almost 40 years as a Crohn's sufferer, and I've had 2 bowel resections and another abdominal surgery to kind of clean things out. And in the midst of that, I was diagnosed with breast cancer the first time in 2006 and did radiation. They said they caught it early and it was all good. I went back to life. I tend to be a person who just keeps rolling along. I don't let things stop me. I worked full time at the time. And then it came back. I had a bowel resection in 2008. And then in 2010, my breast cancer came back. And this time it was kind of shocking to everybody how much it had, it was a lot of the breast tissue. And so basically it had to go. So I had a mastectomy and I did chemo, and then I took some time off work. So it's been 7 years now. And I can honestly say that one of the biggest challenges, somebody who's living with cancer or had cancer, is, for me anyway, was that anxiety and fear of it coming back. I've never been a person, I wouldn't call myself anxious. I don't suffer from depression, nothing like that, but it just aches or pains. That was the first place I would go. So I started to think about, you know, when I was started taking the Klamax, I thought, okay, what do I want to, what am I hoping for? And at that time I had quite a bad ache in my leg that was keeping me awake at night. And I thought maybe the cancer had spread to my bones. That's the first place I went. And I was really quiet on the home front. I just was taking some ibuprofen, not saying anything. Anyway, the pain went away and I thought, okay, this is right on. So when people would say to me, so what's Klamax done for you? Well, I had this pain in my leg and it's better and I'm sleeping better, but it didn't really feel like anything super big. And then the other day, it suddenly dawned on, oh, I guess I should throw in one other thing. When I started taking Emulin, I trained for a Ride to Conquer Cancer, and I rode 253 kilometers in 2 days. And I'm training again this year. So my energy from both products is through the roof. Like last week I did 80K on my bike, and I'll be 61 this summer. And, but the biggest thing was the other day, it suddenly hit me that I actually no longer think about, is cancer coming back? And I don't actually even worry about it. I have a little ache or pain from, you know, the exercise I'm doing. It doesn't even enter my mind anymore. So it's nothing that I can prove to say, oh, it has cured me or it's done this or that. But what it has done, it has given me this sense of calm that has me honestly, truly, truly believe that this is not how I'm going to go, that cancer is not it for me. Yeah. And that I can actually just kind of live life, enjoy life. I'm more active now than I was 10 years ago. And yeah, so I feel super optimistic for the future. I feel super healthy. I have tons of energy, and I know it's the Klamax. And because I have had 2 bowel resections and have less, like 45 centimeters less intestine than most people, it goes through me pretty quick. So I actually only take half a scoop once a day. Mm. I did take 2 scoops in the beginning for about a week, and it was like, yeah, this is not going to work for me. It was too much. And, you know, I did some muscle testing. Debbie, you'll be happy to hear that. So I did some muscle testing, and the numbers came out at a half a scoop. So that's what I do. And yeah, I've had that result on half a scoop since the 29th of December.
Wow. It's an amazing story. And being a long distance cyclist, I really can relate to what you're doing, because not that easy to put in 253 Ks in 2 days. So good for you. And we're super glad that you're having these amazing results. I know you personally, and I know the energy that you manifest and all the good work you do. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. And my new slogan, you know, Jackie's got hers, and give life a smile, and mine is living life well.
Uh-huh.
Super, super.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Cathy, thank you for letting us all know about the anxiety of cancer ever coming back has dropped, because that's really something I know is that hangs with people.
It
so
does.
That's fabulous.
Thank you.
Powerful.
All right. Thanks, Fawn. So then we have, let's see, Sandra Hicks, would you like to share? Are you ready to do that? Sandra? Where are you, Sandra?
Good evening. I'm back in Canada. I was in Belize a week ago. And I just want to say that I enjoy listening to how this is helping everybody. I get to try my Klamax tomorrow.
Oh, you haven't started.
I haven't started. My girlfriend has got it for me. So
I see. Okay. I thought I thought you were going to share about Klamax. Some results.
I know.
She
No,
has
I
an
haven't.
Emulin testimony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But mine's with my Emulin.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to go with the Emulin M because it's the one that did the most for me. At the time, I lost 30 pounds in a year, over 30 inches in a year. I got the use of my feet back because I was working at Home Depot in steel-toed shoes on cement. And by the end of the day, I could crawl to the car. When I started taking my Emulin, the first thing I noticed was that my feet, I could stand on my feet at work all day, 8 hours, and go home and walk to my car. It helped with my arthritis, my pain in my back and shoulders. It just has made me a whole new person. And being a cancer survivor, I had it of the colon. I've had a colostomy. This kind of worries me with the detoxing on Klamax. So I don't know just exactly how much I should be taking when I do start it. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, thank you so much, and we're glad to hear that you're back safely from beautiful Central America. So then let's move on let's go to Australia again, and we have Lee Rafferty. Lee, are you there? Can you share with us?
Yes, I am. Hi, John. Hello, everyone.
Is your video on? Is your video on, Lee?
Yes.
Oh, because I can't see you. Maybe
We can see her.
Okay, good. Speak up a little bit.
Okay. My medical history includes major depression for many years, probably for much of my life, and it appears to be one of the side benefits, if you like, of post-traumatic stress disorder. It seems that I've suffered from PTSD since I was about 8 or 9, but it was only recently diagnosed, maybe 3-4 years ago. And at one stage, I managed to wean myself off the antidepressants because I was on quite a high dose. But over a period of time, my mood deteriorated quite a lot, and I had to go back on the antidepressants. And I just took the attitude that if that's what I needed to do to live a reasonable life, then, it was much better than not having them. The other thing that I had about 4 years ago, I was having some problems with pain in my right medial glute muscle. And I saw my doctor, I saw a physiotherapist. No one could diagnose what the problem was. But in the meantime, my gym training, which I was used to kind of powering forward and achieving things regularly, was kind of remaining static. In some areas, I was going backwards, and it was really frustrating because that was always something I enjoyed. Anyhow, fast forward to August last year, and my mood was deteriorating again. I saw my GP, and she recommended that I increase my antidepressant dose. So in early October, I did start to increase, but I hadn't noticed any significant change, and it does take a little time. But on the 30th of October, I started Emulin M. 25th October, I started Emulin M. And on the 30th of October, I was in my kitchen, and I thought, it occurred to me how much lighter my mood felt. It was as though a big dark cloud had lifted off. So I stopped taking the increased antidepressant. I stayed with the earlier dose. And that better mood continued. So things were going along quite nicely. And then 31st of October, I noticed that there was a little bit of weight loss. I hadn't changed my exercise habits or my eating. That didn't last for too long for me, but then I think that is probably because I already have a very low carbohydrate and healthy diet. So then by 1st of November, I'm just keeping, I've kept a record, so I'm referring to my notes here, that I had continued to feel much more positive and motivated, and I was achieving a lot more.
Lee,
sorry?
I don't think we have time for a day by day, blow by blow.
Oh, okay.
This was going to be a 3 to 4 minute kind of thing. So when did you finally get introduced to Klamax, and what has Klamax done to change your situation?
Okay, 1st of February, I started on the Klamax. Okay. On the 13th of February, I experienced an increase of pain in my right gluteal muscles.
Yeah.
And I had in the meantime discovered that this was due to biomechanical problems, so lots of imbalances. I did not expect the Klamax to help that. Then it increased over the next 5 days until it was more painful than it had been for some time. And I felt generalised aches and pains, as if I'd done a hard workout but hadn't. So on the Friday, I was feeling in so much pain, I contacted my personal trainer and said I wouldn't train the next day. But on Saturday morning, I woke up with very minimal discomfort, and that continued to improve. And so after that, I didn't do any of my rehab exercises, and I consciously went out of my way to provoke those symptoms, and I couldn't. So I have to attribute that to the effects of the Klamax, although I think I still need to do my rehab exercises. But in general terms, my mood has improved even further with the Klamax. And those have been, in relation to both, it's been the mental state improvement that's been the most outstanding and the most noticeable for me. Well, and I've spoken to my doctor about weaning off antidepressants.
Wow, that would be fantastic. And thank you again for sharing. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we have a limited time and we still have 3 or 4 people to get to. So
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good. So then we have Connie Johnson. Connie, are you able to come out?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Okay, so my story is about weight loss, really. I actually started taking Emulin and Klamax on February 28th. And that was after going to a meeting with Dr. Scoglio as the speaker. And my cousin, Debbie Wall-Williams, I've seen her post since last year. I tried to lose weight last year from January until June. I was doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And I didn't lose a darn thing. And we went on holidays in July of 2017. And when I came back, I never got back on the exercise wagon. And Christmas, of course, we all eat more sugar than we should. And I gained even more weight. And so my husband and I decided on January 1st to start eating healthy, no sugars, no alcohol, no carbs, and nothing happened. And so I had this invitation to go to the meeting with Dr. Scoglio. I went to that on February 15th, and I got my product the week of the 27th, I believe. Well, it was February 28th that we started. So basically, my diet has been for a long time, if you can't grow it, catch it, or shoot it, don't eat it. And nothing was happening, and I attribute it as well to I've been in menopause for 4 years, and I don't have a gallbladder. And I remember Dr. Scoglio saying at the meeting that Klamax would support your liver as it relates to the bile. I don't remember the scientific part of it, but I did remember that that was something that really caught my attention. And he also mentioned that the product supported menopause. And so those were my reasons for really wanting to come on board. But as soon as I started taking the Emulin and the Klamax, I started losing weight. I lost, I was 136.2, And today, when I weighed myself, I was 126.4. So I've lost 10 pounds in 19 days. I have so much energy. It's unbelievable. We have a hill behind our house. I would walk up, run down 4 times, and I would come home before and I would be defeated. I couldn't do much and I'd be very, very sore. Now I came home after walking that hill and I vacuumed my whole house. It's 3 stories. And I'm just really happy. I was happy before because my husband has said to me all the time, why are you so happy all the time? But now I'm even happier. So I'm just really excited. And I have a big sign behind me here because it came today and we're having an event this weekend at my friend who signed up as well that night. She has a health center. And so we're really excited about that. And I'm happy.
And you're in the Vancouver area, are you?
Yes, I'm in Surrey, and her center is in Langley, so that's where the event is going to be this weekend.
Fantastic. Well, as you know, I'm in South Surrey, White Rock area. So, hey, listen, that's a great testimonial. In only 19 days to lose basically 10 pounds and just become the energy bunny. That's unbelievable.
Right.
You, and I hope it keeps up for you, and hope you share with lots of people and have great success.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again for coming on. So that was Connie Johnson. Lauren Vines, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, why don't you come out and share?
Okay. Well, I'll be very brief about it. I've been taking the Emulin, and what I noticed with the Klamax is when I started taking the Klamax right after Christmas, I had a lot of brain fog, in fact, from a childhood injury. And over the last 4 or 5 years, my mental capacity was going down, and I really thought I was getting Alzheimer's disease, So after I started taking the Klamax, and that's been 2.5 months ago, my thoughts have been clearer. My memory has improved. I'm really feeling just a lot of extra mental energy, and I believe it's totally due to the Klamax. And, the optical nerve runs right through the middle of the brain too. So my eyes have been affected since the age 12. I've been wearing glasses since I was 12 years old. And my eyes have improved to the point now where I believe when I go in to renew my driver's license, I will be able to get that with no corrective lenses. So I'm tickled because I can see that I don't have Alzheimer's. And, I think that this has been the improved mental abilities has been obvious to the people that I'm working with. I've had a number of people comment on that. So I am tickled pink.
I have just been reminded that my mother, who has dementia, is calling for me. She has this statement, anybody coming down? Anybody coming down? Debbie knows because she's met my mother. Anyway, I have to mute myself so we don't get that distraction. But anyway, no, thank you very much, Lauren. Obviously, the visual improvement and the memory improvement, energy, those are amazing. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that Dr. Scolio told us to expect with his product. And obviously, Debbie recently published or posted his 7 studies or whatever that he had put in PubMed or something. Now, Debbie, why don't you tell us where people can find those studies?
Yeah, I posted those in our Facebook group, Everything Stem Cell and Carb Management. So there's a link in there. It's down a few days now, but the link is there. I don't have the exact link in front of me right now to post. Maybe I could get that here before the call is done and just put it in the chat.
Okay, great, super.
I will try.
So we have one more person. I don't know if she's on. Nanette, are you on the call?
I am.
Oh, perfect. Good, I didn't see you. So come on on and share with us what you've experienced with Klamax, please.
Well, I'll tell you first what I experienced prior to getting the Klamax, and that was hair loss, which started in October. I'm sure due to stress from being reorganized out of my corporate position the end of July.
Yes.
And I received my Klamax on December 27th, and I took a half a dose that day, and then when the 28th, 29th, and the 30th in the morning, and that day I washed my hair that morning, and I was only washing my hair once a week because I was a little bit freaked out from getting full handfuls of hair every time I would wash my hair. So to my shock and elation, I was really dumbstruck because there were only 4 strands of hair that came out of my head after 3 days really of taking the Klamax. And so I thought this was really not possible. So I messaged Dr. Stefano, and he actually replied immediately and said, yeah, it's very possible and probable, because with hair and skin texture, it can be quite rapid actually. So I was still not 110% convinced until the next time I washed my hair, and since then, and I have just very, very minimal to normal hair loss now, which I'm a happy girl because, you know, the future is not having hair wasn't really enticing to me. So that was the first thing that happened. And then the second thing that happened, Jana had mentioned to me the week that that I started the Klamax, and of course that happened with my hair. She said, you know, you should take a picture of your face. So take a few pictures of your face on different areas of your face. And I said, why? And she said, well, because, you know, you never know, like skin texture, you never know, right? So I'm coachable, so I did take pictures of my face, and just so y'all know, I don't like pictures. I never have, I never will, and I still don't, but I did take sections of my face on both sides, and then just last, on the 16th, I thought, oh my goodness, I need to take some more pictures because it had been 2 months. And son of a gun, like I myself even shocked at the difference in my skin, especially my eye area and my forehead. Wow, really stark difference. I sent them to the doctors, and I believe they're posting them. I haven't seen them yet, but somebody told me they're up on our sites already. So I certainly don't want to be anybody's poster girl, but so it's not really me, it's just lumps of my hair and also now my portions of my face. But I was really excited about this, and I'll tell you why. I have a quadrant of my team that in the fall were pretty disappointed. They really thought we were going to get the topical sooner, or by then, or miraculously. And actually, you know, all along I've said I really believe that this Klamax, this first that we have, because it's ageless. Anyone from, you know, a pregnant mother to all of us, and it's ageless. I mean, anyone can use it. A child can use it. Would be the game changer. Would be the star attraction. I totally believe that now. So you don't have to wait. No one has to wait for the topical to start making changes inside you and outside you, because it does work so deep and cellularly from the inside out. And I think we're blessed. I think we're extremely blessed to be sitting where we are right now in this time period. And the only thing I'll add is that I'm very aware, some of you know that I have a sister, well, my whole family's white collar, but my sister's a pharmaceutical representative in the Seattle area. And just yesterday, she had 2 of her closest colleagues, who she's worked with for probably 30 years, removed, again, reorganized out of their positions, and in many places. And it's happening a lot now. So I'm also happy to say that I'm going to be sitting with both of them on Friday to talk to them about Galen. And it was my sister that actually made that happen. She says, you know, you need to talk to my sister and know what she's involved in right now, because they both have science backgrounds and are keenly interested in learning. And ironically, one of them is from Portland, Oregon, and the other one is from Tacoma, Washington. So I'm happy to be with them.
Thank you so much. That's a great testimonial to end up on. And by the way, I know you're rapidly moving towards becoming probably the newest diamond in our company. So, you know, keep up the great work. So, hey guys, this was a terrific thing. I just want to acknowledge. Dr. Ken, are you there? Can you come out and say a word or two about what we just heard?
Yes, it was interesting to listen to. I've had a few responses from patients. I've got a very interesting thing cooking right now. I'm waiting to hear, but I may be supplying a number of people with Parkinson's. Wow. Who are in a boxing club. They're boxing their Parkinson's away. So I'm looking forward to working on that.
Well, that's really interesting that you said that, because I remember reading a story just recently or seeing a video about the amazing results that Parkinson's patients were getting with strenuous cycling. What an improvement that was for many Parkinson sufferers. So, wow, great.
Yes. Debbie, you may know, but I believe there's a Parkinson's study underway. I looked at the studies that are published and it's not there, but I think Dr. Scolio said something of a study underway into Parkinson's as well.
So for those of you that didn't check the chat line, I wish you would go there now and grab that address that Debbie has provided regarding Dr. Scolio's published information. So that's on there. Just hit the chat at the bottom of the screen. And, you know, this, it's been my pleasure for the past year or so to bring these calls. We started off on Thursday. We migrated to Wednesday to accommodate my two co-hosts, Dr. Ken and Dr. Ron over in Michigan. And we're going to be introducing some new people to the list so that I can take some time to do some other things, and Ken can't be here as often. Dr. Ron really wants to stay involved. Debbie Ward has volunteered to get more involved. Fawn Christensen in California, the same as Jackie Boyle in Australia. So we'll have quite a host of people involved. And, you know, I think my last one will be next week. We haven't chosen the topic yet, but that'll be my last one. And I'll be handing it over to Fawn, Debbie, and Jackie to kind of run the Zoom meetings. So there won't be much of an interruption, and hopefully you'll support them as well as you have over the past year supporting all these calls. Debbie has done an amazing job in the past year in receiving my recordings, converting them to a YouTube shareable format, and then archiving them on the YouTube channel. So all of you who need to go back and look at any of the old archived recordings, that's at the YouTube channel called Everything Stem Cell and Carb Management, or even if you type Everything I Galen, it would take you there as well. So Debbie, thank you again for all the work you've done. And we'll open up for questions for about 3 to 4 minutes, because then I got to go and do another Zoom on another topic. So, you know, whoever wants to speak, go ahead, unmute yourself and share with us.
If I may share one thing, John. Please. I read today Dr. Scolio's, the facts about Climax. Yeah. They're posted on the iGalen site. I hadn't seen those before. And for anybody who wants to approach a healthcare person, that is brilliant stuff. I mean, there's some big words in there. And on reading that, you instantly understand that this is not fluffy.
Okay. So that's on the iGalen site.
Yeah. It's the facts on Climax.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. All right. Anybody else want to share? You're all quiet. I've overwhelmed you all.
I'll say one more thing. I'd just like to say that I'm thrilled that my nephew, who's an osteopath, is now in the company too. So I'm really excited about that, because he's talking it for his patients in his office.
That's very exciting. And where is he located?
He's in Spokane, Washington, in Eastern Washington.
Excellent. Okay, anybody else, you guys?
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the Klamax tomorrow. And with my colostomy, and like the other lady said, things go through us very fast. How should I go about it? Normal?
Debbie or Dr. Ken, do you want to answer that?
I would recommend just starting with maybe 1/3 of a scoop for a little bit, and or maybe those scoops are so hard to fish out with your fingers if you got fat fingers. So I just use and they get blue, your fingertips. I just use a measuring spoon, and if you take a quarter teaspoon measuring thing, do that for a couple of days and just see how you get along on it.
Okay, thank you.
Don't be surprised, because what comes out of you is going to be blue.
Okay.
And that goes through people fairly quickly, even if they don't have any issues there. I find sometimes at the beginning, especially. I was going to say the same thing, Ken. Thank you. I was just trying to get I was off the screen trying to get the link for the YouTube channel. So I just posted that so that anybody can see any of the archived, any calls we've done on these Wednesday nights, and they've been very, very good. I think they're all archived in that in the YouTube channel there. So I put that link in as well. You can just subscribe to that and you get notifications. If you hit the little icon, the little bell icon, you'll get a notification every time something new is posted there.
Super, super. All right, folks, we're going to stop the recording. And let's do that now. And I'm going to put it onto the gallery view so you can all see one another. And then go ahead and talk to one another as long as you want for another 2 or 3 minutes.
John, thank you so much
John,
for
I want to thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, John. Ken, you were talking a little while ago there about, and I forget what disease it was, but is it with Klamax? They were, John, you mentioned about they were having success with riding bikes.
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, right. Yeah. Is it Klamax that you were talking about, Ken, or
yes.
Emulin? Okay, good. Right on. Thank you.
And ALS, any of the neurological disorders, I think it's a beautiful thing. And I had an amazing result with a woman with a concussion that wasn't responding to anything.
Excellent.
Good. Right on.
Hey, Dennis, haven't seen you around. Nice to see you. Who else is here that I haven't seen for a while?
Thank you, John, for putting these together.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good spring, everybody. We'll be talking to you next week, and we'll figure out what the topic is. Do you guys want to suggest a topic right now?
That's a good idea.
Which?
I said that's a good idea. Let's see what people would like to.
What would you like to know about, you guys?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay, you're the guest speaker, Brian.
No problem. Coming right up.
Looks like you've already been there.
Been there, done that. Bought the balls.
We'll take notes.
All right.
Someone a while ago asked about speaking with health professionals. We've covered that a little bit, but we could do that a bit again.
Ken, good idea. Let's do that.
Big time. Yeah.
All right, good. So that'll be the topic. Okay, guys, we're ending it now. See ya.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much. Great
Bye-bye.
testimonials. Exciting.
Thanks, Fawn. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Everybody on there.
Bye-bye, all.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.